Industry Insider coming to you from, well, we're at the Spiegel tent, which is on the South Bank forecourt here in Brisbane, and joining me, Ben and Quan from Regurgitator. How are you, fellas?
Good, man.
I'm all right. I got to see a sound check, which is fantastic.
Oh, jeez.
I don't usually get to see you guys in front of 10 or 15,000 people, you know, so it was really nice to sit in there and watch that inside a lovely venue like the Spiegel tent. How are you? You good?
Yeah, really good.
Yeah. Hey, you just today did a panel at Bigsound, DIY music versus the world. What was that like?
It's pretty DIY.
Well, it was an interesting panel. You had it was basically mates on the panel, wasn't it?
Yeah, this guy over here, Ray.
Ray's over there.
Yeah, he ruined it for everyone.
We had a chat to Ray this morning. He let fly at the music industry in general.
Oh, he always does. Can't shut the guy up.
And Paul had a good 43-minute dig out it last Friday down in Melbourne. So.
43 minutes?
Yeah, it was 43 minutes.
How'd you manage to contain it to just 43 minutes?
I kind of had to finish it up at the end there,
okay.
and no, it was good though. And what was the panel like for you guys?
I did one earlier in the day as well with Celeste about
Celeste
art.
Potter?
Yeah. That was kind of interesting as well. I like that one. The other one was really cool, just to listen to Ray go on and on.
On and on? So it was just Ray. Did you just sit there and...
Yeah, it was good.
I think everyone said stuff.
Yeah, it was.
I mean, the thing about these panels is, and I always talk to people about this at music conferences, is they never really get to any sort of conclusion.
Yeah,
it's just
of course.
it's just like chatting.
Yeah.
And then
I thought it was a little ironic that it was a DIY thing at a music conference.
Yeah.
It's like if you were doing a DIY, if you were ever DIY in your life, you would never be seen at one of those places because you'd be like locked in your own world with no money, and that's
all
where
right.
you'd
Come
be
through. Come on. We're just chatting. It's okay. Please keep going. It's So it
was a little bit ironic in that regard.
I think Ray and Paul said the same thing. It was quite funny that everyone on that panel kind of thought that it's what are we here for?
A little bit.
In a way.
But it's fun, but
not
you
to
know,
be detrimental to the subject.
way the whole industry's going now, it's kind of like everyone is kind of DIY to some degree because there's a lot more people, you know, making music at home and doing it by themselves, and then selling lots of records, and you know, without a record company, and you know. There's guys like Flume or whatever now. He's just in his bedroom, just chipping away, making his stuff, and then all of a sudden he's playing. Big festivals in front of lots of people. So, I mean, maybe that's why they incorporate it, because it's kind of the way the industry is going as well, maybe.
Yeah, I do like the music and design aspect of what they've, brought. It is the first year in Big Sound's 12th year, so it's interesting to see them bring that in. But I guess everyone is looking to DIY, which is pretty much what you guys have done your whole career. They're leaving the majors and going, oh fuck, these guys that have been doing it for 20 years actually know what they're talking about. So they're all looking back to you guys to see how you've done it for the last 20 years.
Yeah, I don't know. We don't really know what we're doing. No, that's a problem.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the secret of DIY. You don't know what you're doing.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that's kind of what we embody, I guess. And we have embodied that for a long time. We just fumble our way through.
Yeah.
And that's fun. It's the funnest way of doing it, I think.
It was, you basically got a history bio out of Regurgitator in form from Paul on Friday. And it was interesting to see that you guys really just take a different approach to every time you sort of write a record. Or where you go, how you record it. With Dirty Pop Fantasy, for instance, that came out on Friday.
Yeah, it's one thing that our first drummer kind of instilled in us was, even when we were with a major record company, still maintaining some control. Like, we would get the budget and then buy our own studio gear and then record our own records with a producer. But I guess we always kind of, even when we were with the major, still kind of doing it ourselves to some degree.
I mean, the reason we weren't with a major after that is because we weren't doing enough of our own stuff, because the control started to, when you stop selling records by the bucket load, then they start to put the clamps on. Because at the beginning it was really free and really great,
well,
really
Michael
easy,
was good.
really easy going. But eventually when you stop selling as many records...
Michael said to say hello, by the way. He told me not to mention him on camera, but you know what, too bad, buddy.
Hi, Michael.
I'm sorry about that.
Hi, Michael.
Well, Paul did mention that, and he kind of said, I don't know if you've seen the interview yet, but in a very honest way, he kind of just said with the push and your success and that build-up, I don't know where you hopped on as a major, because I've never really bothered to have a look at that. I just like your music.
Album one, basically. From the very beginning, we were on a major. Yeah.
Well, it seems... I mean, a lot of people look at... Paul did mention it after Unit, which was just absolutely huge. He kind of just... It was funny. It wasn't a drop-off from you guys, but maybe just people listening to your stuff and...
Oh, there were decisions made that we could have done.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not getting into that personally, but
if you want to get into it, I think personally we should have had a break.
Yeah.
for longer.
But there was pressure from the record company to keep the momentum going.
Yeah.
Because I think we were a bit tired and burnt out from touring a lot, and we probably should have taken longer to work on that record. So there's, it could have been stronger, but I mean, I don't know. There's things that you do in life that you regret.
Yeah. You don't regret, surely you don't regret that, do you?
No, I'm not. I'm just joking.
But, I mean, it does. You hit those points where you diverge and take a different path, and that defines the next 10 years of whatever of your life.
Yeah. I mean, every time we see you guys play, you're always fucking good. You really are always good, even from an outside perspective. Even if you don't like the band, I've showed people you guys from overseas that have never heard of Regurgitator, and they love it. And I think especially going back to the Meredith show in December last year, that was something special. I think anybody that saw that show really got to see something special. And I don't believe I'd seen you guys since the big day out in '99, and I think that show was as good as the show. And I mean, that's a long time in between shows.
It is.
For a punter to see anyway. I mean, you did play shows in between, but
we just like playing live. That's just the bottom. I mean, that's the only reason we've survived, I think, for 20 years.
Yeah.
If it was like annoying or tiring, and we would just stop.
Yeah.
And if people stopped enjoying it, we would stop. But I mean, we are like a family now, and we both have a good energy on stage still. In some ways, better than it was at the very beginning. And so you just keep going, and it still works.
So tell us a little bit about Dirty Pop Fantasy and how it came together. It's only been out for a few days.
We started the process in Melbourne, and then moved it to Hong Kong, and then finished it off. Did a bit more in Melbourne again, and then moved back to Hong Kong and finished it completely off.
Yeah,
mixed
so
and produced.
We hired this 9-story walk-up kind of ex-yoga apartment, and yoga kind of, it was a bit warehousey, wasn't it? Like a concrete kind of block, and
we
slept
lived
on
together.
the floor and slept together.
Yeah.
Everyone thought we were a gay couple.
That was like 4 weeks of that, so.
It was pretty fun.
Yeah.
But we just kind of wrote and just spent a lot of time writing, really, didn't we?
Yeah, there was a lot of effort put into this one, which is kind of unusual for us. I mean, we normally do it a little quicker and maybe don't have as many songs to choose from. We had a lot of songs to choose from with this one.
We were going to do a double album, and we were going to call it album, and then call each song like Brain or Break, or have 2 words in each song name. So
I think you guys were sleeping on the same floor together for too long.
It was kind of some pretty crazy ideas.
Yeah.
But we settled on Dirty Pop Fantasy in the end. Yeah.
And the other funny thing was, Paul told me on Friday you guys went to Sydney and played a dress-up attack show.
Yeah.
Which was to a bunch of kids?
Yeah.
How old were they?
It's like a kids rock and roll show, but the
4 to
kids were
10
really...
usually.
4 to 10?
Yeah.
What was the lyric change like?
Oh, it was tricky.
We just
It's a bit
ended
of
up...
a minefield.
We ended up like... Yeah, there was
But
a
we did some
few
covers. We did some classic kids covers as well.
Yeah.
Which is
Some
fun.
classic
Covered
kids,
any wiggles?
nursery
Are they going to
rhymes.
get anything off the
No.
off the APRA payback? Or?
No, we just did
They don't need
classic
any money.
nursery rhymes
So
like
don't.
punk songs.
Yeah, right.
If you're happy and you know it, pick your nose.
Yeah, it's crazy.
That kind of stuff.
Yeah,
That's pretty
fantastic. So where can we where can everyone catch you guys on the tour? Your tours?
Yeah,
Well,
we're going
starting
around-
from Bigsound, right?
Yeah, from here we're going to New Zealand and doing some shows, and then we're going around Australia and then touring Asia a bit, maybe in November. Yeah.
We're going to see you on the summer festival circuit. It'd be great to see you guys back
I
there.
don't know.
Maybe not this year. I think we might take a break for a little while.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, we'll see how we go.
Yeah. It'd be great to see you guys back.
It'll be fun.
I'll
It's
leave you with
always
this,
fun.
right? The one thing I've always talked to people about is when you played Big Day Out '99, playing in the Gold Coast Parklands, when Song Formerly Known As was played, my first gig, we actually physically felt the ground shaking under our feet when the crowd was jumping up and down. If you do remember playing that, or if you ever watch it back on footage, you could feel the ground shaking underneath your feet.
Wow.
It's one thing we always... There's a lot of people from that show that will talk about it, people I don't even know, but that's the effect of Regurgitator, and I think it's great to see you guys bring out another record and see you guys play again. So and thanks very much for your time. I'm sure people appreciate it there, and the panel you did, I'm sure they'll take a lot from that as well. So
Thanks,
Ben,
man.
Quan, thank you very much.
Thanks for the interview.
It's been an absolute pleasure,
Appreciate it. Yeah,
and
no worries.
have a good time tonight. And hopefully we'll see you on one of the shows during the tour.
Yeah, cool.
man, totally.
Awesome, man. Thank you.
Ben and Quan here from Regurgitator. It's Bigsound 2013. We're here at the Spiegel tent for Industry Insider.